I ran into Josh King in the atrium, and he said, "Hey, what are you up to basically outside of the church?" And I said, "Well, a small group. I haven't been in one in probably 8 months." And he said, "You're in one now."
I was invited, and to this day, I don't know that I would be in a small group or men's group had I not been asked.
It was really easy. The very first session I went to, we had axe throwing. So it was kind of a real casual way to have some laughs and get to know people.
I think that, God put us on this earth to be in fellowship with one another. And so when we come together, we're able to overcome some of life's biggest adversities. My father passed, and the birth of my first child, my second child. I've gone through a lot of these different life phases while in the men's group. There are other men who have either experienced those things or have the capacity to offer sympathy, condolences, empathy, and just really be there during those times.
So I lost my dad during this. I mean, being in that group definitely helped a ton, kind of keeping my mind straight.
That's really a big thing for this group. How do I work through some really tough things? And we're all in it together with you.
2 months ago, my son passed. He's 16. It's a lightening of the burden, just being able to see that there's other people around. When you go from a very closed off life purposely to opening up to church and new people and meeting new friends, it's a lightening of a burden you didn't know was there.
It's pretty relieving. It's funny, looking back on it, I thought before I even started it, it was gonna end up being like, okay, is this gonna be a big kumbaya session, you know what I mean? Once we found a groove, it's something that I couldn't see myself not having.
As a guy, it's really hard to have just any vulnerability, and finding a group of guys that you can trust, pray together out loud, being just one voice to God, and leaving there midweek, it's filling your cup more than just on Sunday at that point.
We talk about God. The God sightings is something that I'd never heard of before. I'd never heard that term. The things that God brings into your life. And, we read through the Bible, we ask questions, there's lots of discussion.
We have a small group chat. You see all day long, you see people, either prayer requests or just checking in on each other. And that's just, that just reminds you throughout the day. No matter where you're at, no matter how stressed you are, it kind of puts you back, down to earth.
For so long, I thought being a Christian was being a good person, and realizing, wait a minute, we've been called to more than that. And so for me, it's what's that next step? Surrender and obey. What's the next step that God wants for me? And okay, now I'm going to start a small group. And so we're in the steps of doing that with one of the other guys from that small group.
The big reason for me saying yes would be to, yes, get connected with other men, with God, through my faith, but also to be a better leader in my home.
I feel more aware of the real world because of the group. It's less about work. It's more about God and family.
Without this group, I would have just been muddling along. It's taking that next relationship from rather than I'm just coming here and consuming to now I'm coming here and I'm wanting to give back.
It's one of the, one of the best things that you never know that you need to be part of.